I'm not going to preach to the choir. You've all heard the good things about NRP. I work for Nokomis. My name's Doug Walter. I've been there about 8 to 10 years, something long. We stand to lose more than any other neighborhood. The amount with the 50% reduction, and like this gentleman, we are going to the policy board with our phase 2 also. We've shepherded our money for years. It has nothing to do with racial or anything else. Or the poor people or anything. It's just a matter of using it well. We steward, good stewards.
We're cheap.
There's a couple talking points I think we need to look at. First of all, let's make it very clear that staff direction 2 in the budget amendment about freezing the money or taking the money, however you want to look at it, depending on your point of view, needs to be taken off. So when you call your council member flat out, no compromise, say, item number 2 goes away at 50%. No way, not one dime of that should be taken out. It is ill thought. It was a push by Hodges and Wagenius. It was the mayor, same thing where he vowed years ago he would get rid of NRP if it was the last thing he did at any cost. And it was a personal thing at the time, and he is stuck with it. And with all due respect, you got sucker punched the other day when this came through. Not even Lilligren knew about it. Not the NCR, not the people in Ways and Means. Few people knew about it. So when you talk to your council members, say drop it. It needs to be rethought. There isn't enough money in that staff direction number 2 to make any difference in the property taxes in 12 or 13. It's a very small amount of money. Going forward after that point, you're only talking $3 to $5 million a year that would be funding NRP. And what is that out of a $1.3 billion budget? Not enough to make a 4-point anything in property taxes. The truth of the matter is that this was a red herring that was thrown out. So call your council members and say, drop number 2 whatsoever. The next thing I want to do real quickly is we need to talk about the sacred cow that the city has. If they want to save money, Hodges did a nice job of not letting anybody talk about the Target Center. Half the money in that TIF district, almost $5.3 million at this point, would be going into Target Center debt relief. That debt, the Target Center, won't be paid off until 2024, is that correct? That's $5.5 million a year on that debt service, plus another $2.7 million a year in operations. Every year they lose between $1.6 and $1.9 million a year between what they bring in leases and what they have to pay the management company for those operations. So you're looking at probably the biggest cash cow or drain that the city has. The first thing they should do is unload it. The city council, and I've heard this from our council members several times, we can't. Joe Becker's been out there saying we can't. Other people have been saying we can't sell it. We have contracts, we have this and that. Sorry, Glenn Taylor was a great businessman. He did a great job getting the city to pick up the risk and the cost of the Target Center. It's been refinanced 3 times. They purchased it for $54. Right now the debt on it is $84 million and rising, and this will keep going until 2024. Tell your council member to take a look at that half the TIF and unload it. That's not benefiting the residents of Minneapolis. It's benefiting the whole metro area, perhaps the state. I don't know who would buy it, but I don't really care. Make an effort to unload it and cut that debt without taking that TIF money and then laying the blame on NRP for a lesser amount.
Walmart.
Okay, Carol's next.
All right, okay, Beth.
No, we're not.
I want to say that, talk about cash cows, I was telling Senator Pond. No, we went past our townhouse development. We put in $250,000 of NRP. We leveraged all the rest. It now brings in about almost $60,000 a year in taxes. So it's a payback. We leveraged it's about $8 million worth of housing that we brought into the city. And incidentally, we used no administration, no staff at all. And so the city is benefiting $60,000 a year. Over time, we're paying it all back, and this goes on indefinitely. It's not a one-shot deal like taking all our money and spending it. The other thing is that we hope it's a cash cow, but I don't think it will be. We took our staff money and put it into our park. We have 7,000 kids. That's as many as 5 other neighborhoods, all of which which have nice buildings. We had no building, we had one tiny building, and that's all we had for 7,000 kids. No wonder everybody's going bonkers over there. And so we built we're just gonna have our grand opening on our park building. We used our staff and admin money, we used no staff. This all went into the building. And so now it's a lovely building. There's other places though that this needs to happen. I just wanna say that we saved East Phillips. East Phillips had so much boarded and vacant. I met with a bunch of people, about 2002, they all wanted to leave. Everyone there wanted to sell their house and get out. It was almost 50% boarded and vacant. We filled all those places. Those are all paying taxes. I haven't even tallied up how much tax money is coming in from that. But we are offsetting the city's problem with our non-staff, all due respect to everybody that has a lot of staff, but that's one reason we were so careful.
Yeah, if you would send up thousands of hours as a staff.
Yeah, I work I might as well be, I wish I were paid, but I wouldn't dare to deal with politics of it. Anyway, okay, my last remark, this is the most important thing. This tax impact that is going to come out of pulling the NRP dollars is the most regressive tax impact that there could be. The Republican Party under whoever, maybe Calvin Coolidge, could not have come up with something more damaging and more, I will say, racist and more economically unfair than here's the benefit, here's the savings if you live in Kenwood. $251, big deal. But here's the savings over here to Lynn Bohannon, $27. That's the savings. Our money, this is a wealth transfer system that rivals anything that anybody's come up with for years. Now, the last thing I have to say is those people, representatives and electeds from expensive neighborhoods, your people, I don't believe, would want the legacy of bitterness and class that is going to come out of this. They have never voted on this. They don't know what's happening to the poor people in this neighborhood. And they've never heard, and everything's jolly over there. But the fact is, Betsy Hodges hasn't told them, nobody's told them how they are impoverishing the rest of the city. This is a scandal. It is a morally corrupt thing to do, and you should bring that back. I swear, I'm going over there and picketing everybody, and they are going to know.